So, what I'd like to do today is I want to show you Edward, our positioning intelligence agent that won second place in the ElevenLabs Hackathon. Now, I want to show you everything around how you focus an LLM, some of the prompt design, some of the knowledge base, and what that all looks like. But first, I'm going to kind of quickly show you and tell you a little bit about Edward and what he does. So, if you go to v2.positioningexpert.com, you can have a 25-minute conversation with Edward. You enter your email, and once you go through this, you're going to have a 25-minute chat with him, and then he's going to automatically send you a transcript. I'm going to go into that after and show you how it works. But first, I want to go into this and how you can focus LLMs for deeper positioning and insights. Now, general LLMs are trained on large data sets of information. You might notice sometimes it gives you old information from like 2024, 2025, and it's because the data snapshot is stuck back then. That's all, that's the latest cutoff of information. When they introduced web tools allowed it to pull more relevant information in today's day and age. But I digress from all that, and I want to show you how we created a focus database, a positioning database, and a knowledge base and a RAG system for Edward that made him extremely unique. And we've had rave reviews, and it's how we won the competition. So, okay, if you think about the general LLMs and the large data set, if you think about this in regards to, let's refer it to if someone wants to take a drone and fly it over a crop to detect various illnesses and sicknesses that a crop or field might have, a general LLM won't be able to predict that. It will give you various different insights on what it thinks might be happening and going on. But if you have a very narrow focus database to what those specific sicknesses are and what they might look like, it will give you a significantly higher accuracy to give you unique industry insight versus just general LLM information. Now, if I go into the ElevenLabs backend here, we have various different positioning concepts, fundamentals, and principles. These are different knowledge bases built out in detail in regards to positioning and what I believe positioning is to be. These are various different insights that I've brought to my clients and that I've worked on various projects with. And you can kind of create these on your own. I'm not going to go into these and show you these. That's kind of a little bit of my own proprietary information, but a little bit on that for later. Now, okay, when we were creating Edward, I think a really big thing that I've always done that stood out is I think design adds a lot of trust. A deep, detailed design with a lot of beauty towards it adds a layer of proof, thoughtfulness, and shows that you actually kind of expresses a lot of caring. So I think that's one thing that helped us really stand out in the competition. And before I go more into that, I now want to show you a little bit of prompt design. When I was thinking about Edward, I had an idea on how this voice agent could work and interact in my world, but I really wasn't sure how to structure the system prompt. Now, what a system prompt is, it's essentially a prompt that gets fed into the LLM before you start prompting. So it'll be like your chat, system prompt, general LLM. That prompt will get dumped into the LLM along with your prompt, and then it knows exactly how to show up and how to act for you. So I found this ParaHelp prompt, and it's basically a planning prompt on how some AI helping agents that generally ParaHelp, I believe, does the support and customer service for some really big AI companies. And I figured these guys were good to model this off of. They're a pretty large company and they kind of know what they're talking about. So I took this prompt, I popped it into GPT, I uploaded our knowledge base, and then that knowledge base would inform the prompt to how it should act and show up. For this example, I chose to create an investment planning agent. So if you go down here, this your Atlas and investment planning assistant. to help users build an investment plan, goals, timeline, risk profile, contributions, allocations. You're calm, precise, and action oriented. These are all the identities of what it is, what it looks like, and how it should refer to the KV, the knowledge base, and use all of those insights if there's different ambiguous things along the way. Now, there's different rules, there's different response rules, safety, and guidelines that you can install inside there. And there's things it can and can't say. So you kind of guide the direction along the way. Now, with Edward, after he had his first handful of conversations, I went in and then edited some of the system prompts to kind of make it fine tune it towards what I actually wanted it to do. Let's say it was a little too chatty, it didn't answer the right question the right way. You can kind of go in and kind of jigger it, test it out, and see what that looks like. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you kind of how Edward works. But before I do that, I'm going to actually show you what version one looked like. So this was version one. It basically has an ElevenLabs widget. You can hit this, you can go accept, talk to Edward, you have a long conversation with him. That was cool and that was fine. But I had a lot of folks along the way requesting a transcript. They're like, hey, I need that printout. I need that transcript now. I'd have to go into the back end, copy it over for the right person, and send it to them. Now, what I really like about Edward is he pushes back. He actually doesn't approve of everything that you give him right away. He actually questions you, pokes holes in it, tells you why or why not it's accurate and what's actually going on. He really gives you good intel. So from Sam here, really refreshing compared to other agents that only tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. Nice work. Edward's great. The only AI I've used that pushes back. Now, a lot of folks say that, and the reason I programmed Edward to be like that is because that's what a good consultant should do. They should be pushing back on the things that you're bringing to them to actually kind of stress test them and see if they're legit to stand up in the marketplace. So I'm going to quickly show you Edward, and we're going to go into this quick. So what you do, enter your email. I agree, get access. You're going to get a transcript from this right away. Once you have the 25-minute conversation, it'll end. Transcript will be in your inbox. So let's hit agree.
Hello, this is Edward. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Edward, this is Troy. Can you tell me a little bit about what positioning is?
Hey, Troy. Good to connect. Positioning is how people perceive you in relation to everyone else competing for the same attention. It's not what you say about yourself. It's the mental real estate you occupy when someone has a problem you solve. Most people think positioning is messaging or branding, but that's surface level. Real positioning is strategic. It answers three questions. Who are you for? What category do you own or create? And why should they care more about you than any alternative? What are you positioning right now? A business, an offer, yourself.
Okay, this is great, Edward. Thank you so much. Thanks for that overview. I'm not going to have a conversation with him right now because I don't want to spend another 25 minutes talking to Edward. However, once this conversation hits 25 minutes, he's going to drop out and you're going to automatically get your transcript. Caps out at 25 minutes right now. Later on, we're going to be adding memory to Edward so he can actually remember you when you come back. But currently, it's individual sessions, and he can only remember the session up to 25 minutes. And then later on, advanced access for clients, they're going to be getting Edward with memory. So, okay, right now, conversation goes straight into your inbox, should be there in a few seconds. And that's Edward. That's really what I created and how I've been thinking about this and what I put together. So if you want to give Edward a try, go to v2.positioningexpert.com, specifically if you want the transcript, and give him a test. Stress test it, push it, ask it difficult questions, and you'll be pretty surprised in the insights that you get along the way. So that's the video. Thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in. And we will talk to you soon.